And welcome in everyone to YourLiveEvent.com. Noah Caruso and Brad Milkey from the Wake the Lakes Morning Show joining you today. And you know, Brad, instead of waking the lakes, we're on the lake.
We're on the lakes. We're on the edge of the lakes. We're in the midst of the lake action.
We are in the midst of the lake action because it is the second annual R&J Broadcasting Fishing Challenge, Lakes Area Fishing Challenge. We are here on the beautiful Mille Lacs Lake, just off of Eddie's. As you can see, our cameras. We got cameras set up as they're doing the weigh-ins right now. A lot of schools from the Brainerd Lakes area setting up and getting ready. And I tell you what, Brad, it's got a little choppy wind, but we got some gorgeous weather going on right now.
Yes, the wind has died down from earlier this morning. It was a little choppy from what they have told me because of the waves out there. But right now it seems to be just the right amount of wind to keep us cool and to let the boats come in and present all the different fish that folks have caught this morning.
100%. And, you know, we talked about when setting this up is it's a cool thing because, you know, obviously we do a lot of great coverage for sports and everything on things like YLE and R&J Broadcasting, you know, our homegrown local radio. But just talk about just this event and, you know, it's just kind of cool, something different that we do.
Yeah, it's interesting. You guys, from my understanding, R&J Broadcasting came up with this last year. It's the second annual, and it looks like we're as much success right now as we were last year.
Yeah, absolutely. And a little less boats this year, but as we can see some of the fish that they're pulling in, good size largemouth and smallmouth bass, it seems. And, you know, we got schools from all over the place. We got Pillager, Little Falls, Brainerd Pequot Lakes, Crosby, Ironton, and Aiken all being a part of the fun. And, Brad, we also have some sponsors we have to thank as well.
Yes, we do. Presenting sponsors include JBEC Heating and Cooling, Pillager, also Minnesota Fishing Museum, Hall of Fame, Little Falls. Plus, our leaderboard sponsor for our YLE broadcast includes Tuts Bait and Shop. That's Tuts Bait Shop in Garrison, and the AT Black and White Restaurant in Little Falls, among other sponsors as well.
And as you can see, we have our nice little scoreboard we have there. Yes, A&T, the Black and White, and Tuts Bait and Tackle right here in Garrison. And, you know, Brad, it's they're already coming in to weigh in, so we'll see kind of how things play out. But, man, I'm kind of itching to get on the lake. I don't know about you.
You want to go fishing?
Yeah,
Is that what you're saying?
Let's go fishing.
Let's go fishing.
Right, exactly. But I tell you what, we are going to take a quick break as we'll have a word from our sponsors. We'll be back in 60 seconds. You're listening and watching the R&J Broadcasting Lakes Area Fishing Challenge on YourLiveEvent.com.
It's a dining experience like no other in downtown Little Falls. AT the Black and White Restaurant has an amazing ambiance, knowledgeable and attentive service, and of course a fantastic menu. Add in local craft beers and more than 25 wines. AT the Black and White creates that perfect atmosphere for a night out with family and friends. Choose from their daily specials or full menu from their cordon bleu trained chefs. AT the Black and White on First Street in historic downtown Little Falls.
Hello, my name is Brenda Perlowski. I'm the Executive Director of the Minnesota Fishing Museum and Hall of Fame in Little Falls, Minnesota. We're a nonprofit organization, and we're dedicated to preserving the heritage and history of freshwater fishing. Let me welcome you inside to see the history unfold and where some of the best fish stories are told. Come on in, let's go.
Fishermen, before you head to the lake, make one stop at your one-stop shop for the largest selection of bait and tackle in the area. Tuts Bait and Tackle on Highway 18 in Garrison. Tuts has the largest musky lure selection in the area, plus rods and reels, live bait, apparel, and outerwear for every member of your family. Tuts' knowledgeable staff can even help you bring in the big one. It's fishing done right with Tuts Bait and Tackle on Highway 18 in Garrison.
It's a dining experience like no other in downtown Little Falls. AT the Black and White Restaurant has an amazing ambiance, knowledgeable and attentive service, and of course a fantastic menu. Add in local craft beers and more than 25 wines. AT the Black and White creates that perfect atmosphere for a night out with family and friends. Choose from their daily specials or full menu from their cordon bleu trained chefs. AT the Black and White on First Street in historic downtown Little Falls.
Welcome back. You're listening to the R&J Broadcasting Lakes Area Fishing Challenge at YourLiveEvent.com. Noah Caruso and Brad Milkey from the Wake the Lakes Morning Show. And yeah, as you can see, they are bringing the boats in, and we've seen some people already taking fish, double fisting with the bass. So it's you know, we're rocking and rolling.
Yes, and we've got all these representatives. We've got kids, we've got family members from Aiken, Crosby, Ironton, Pillager, We've got also Little Falls represented, as well as Brainerd, looks like, and just a whole bunch of family members. Look at those fish right there.
I know,
Oh
look
my
at them
God.
flopping in there.
Look at that.
I'll tell you what, they had a pretty successful day, it seems, so far. And, it's interesting to see, because, we know the waters were a little bit choppy, and, okay, this is where I'm going to pretend like I'm a huge fisher. That's a lie. I fish a little bit, so I know exactly what I'm talking about.
When you see a fish like that, you know that's a good fish just by looking at it.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, it looks like they got a few some bass in there in the bin, and doing the weigh-ins, of course, as all the boats are filing in, some choppy water, so it was going to be curious to see kind of how the fishing was going to turn out. But now we're starting to see people come in, and we should it's going to come down to the wire.
It's going to come down to the wire, and as soon as we get some weights here and some as far as statistics, as far as how the fish are, I would say the ones that are right there right now could be top contenders, it looks like.
It certainly seems like it, and like I said, as I mentioned, we had a couple people taking pictures right next to us with their fish, with their prizes, and of course we have our own trophy to give away here.
Yeah, what are those trophies, by the way?
We
Noah?
have of course, the winner of the tournament. We have the biggest fish. We even have the
biggest
smallest.
and the smallest.
Two girls,
Is there a third one, or is there
I did need three.
Did I miss the meet? Okay, so what was the big?
You got the winner of the tournament.
The winner.
You got the biggest fish.
The biggest fish.
And the smallest.
And the smallest fish. What
I see, Brian. I feel like we would be in contention for the smallest fish.
or no fish for me, probably.
Well, I don't know. I'm pretty confident in my abilities to where I could make something happen. But there you go. As you can see, they're lining up with their smallmouth bass. See, here's the thing, Brad. Can you distinguish each different type of bass?
That's a bigger bass. That's a smaller bass. That's a medium-sized bass.
Yes, you nailed it, Brad. Absolutely.
Thanks.
But it should be fun. It should be a fun.
That was boat number one right there.
Boat number one right
Boat
there.
number one, as we heard from Tom
Two
Martinez,
girls.
Maggie Borseth, and Jordan Kent, of course, with their
Yep.
captain Matt Trino, as that's going to be part of Aiken for boat
There
number
you go.
one.
Boat
So
number
one. Yeah, that's
we had a
what's,
chance to talk to the
Aiken in the lead, I think.
early on when we were kind of getting prepared for this, I had a chance to talk with the Aiken Anglers Club a little bit, and they talked about the excitement level of being a part of this, and it seems right away it's everyone's having a lot of fun. That's the biggest thing. It's just kind of having fun with something like this.
Oh yeah, just getting out with the family and just getting outdoors, and just
Right.
enjoying the weather and the beauty of Mille Lacs Lake and everything else.
Right, for our avid Waco Lakes Morning Show listeners, obviously I talk about, the heat, and, I'm just like on TikTok all day, but this is a lot of fun. It's nice to be out here today, and, I tell you what, we'll kind of see how things play out. We got some good food over at Eddie's, and, a special
the
thanks
boat
as,
numbers here.
to Eddie's Resort for, hosting
they got
this
another
event. It's an absolutely
page,
beautiful
too.
facility.
Absolutely, yes, and a fairly new facility too. And
Where we're
I mean,
at
the
right
way it's
now.
got set up, you got boats coming in, they can just pull in, pull around, weigh the fish, get in and out. It's just nice and convenient at Eddie's Resort here.
Absolutely, and I tell you what, Brad, we're going to take another
Oars
break
in
as more
mind,
boats
doing
are
the,
coming in, as we'll be back in just a moment on yourliveevent.com.
It's a dining experience like no other in downtown Little Falls. AT the Black and White Restaurant has an amazing ambiance, knowledgeable and attentive service, and of course a fantastic menu. Add in local craft beers and more than 25 wines. AT the Black and White creates that perfect atmosphere for a night out with family and friends. Choose from their daily specials or full menu from their cordon bleu trained chefs. AT the Black and White on First Street in historic downtown Little Falls.
Hello, my name is Brenda Perlowski. I'm the Executive Director of the Minnesota Fishing Museum and Hall of Fame in Little Falls, Minnesota. We're a nonprofit organization, and we're dedicated to preserving the heritage and history of freshwater fishing. Let me welcome you inside to see the history unfold and where some of the best fish stories are told. Come on in, let's go.
Fishermen, before you head to the lake, make one stop at your one-stop shop for the largest selection of bait and tackle in the area. Tuts Bait and Tackle on Highway 18 in Garrison. Tuts has the largest musky lure selection in the area, plus rods and reels, live bait, apparel, and outerwear for every member of your family. Tuts' knowledgeable staff can even help you bring in the big one. It's fishing done right with Tuts Bait and Tackle on Highway 18 in Garrison.
It is the second annual R&J Broadcasting Lakes Area Fishing Challenge. We are broadcasting with YLE, of course, and bringing you all the different boats coming in with the different weigh-ins. We already had boat number 1 coming in with Maggie Borseth and Jordan Kent as they got their fish weighed, and we've got a continuation of boats parading into the dock area here, and we're going to get some more weights, and we'll update our leaderboard on YLE as we get them here, as the fish are being weighed and checked here by our official people who are doing all of that stuff. They're, of course, competing for those beautiful trophies that we have here from R&J Broadcasting and Eddie's Resort. Our broadcast, again, brought to you, the leaderboard sponsorship, by the way, brought to you by Tuts Bait and Shop in Garrison. Also, AT Black and White Restaurant, Little Falls, are presenting sponsors for YLE, JBEC Heating and Cooling Pillager, also Minnesota Fishing Museum and Hall of Fame of Little Falls, as well as our other fine sponsors at this event here. Let's see, we're just casually, it looks like some boats are waiting to come in here, and they are going to bring some more fish to be weighed, and we'll keep you up to date on our leaderboard as far as what we have for statistics for fish weigh-ins. And at this point, we're just kind of waiting for some more people to get their fish turned in. People are docking and just kind of getting organized as we get lined up to see who will be the winners of our fishing challenge, the Lakes Area second annual R&J Broadcasting Fishing Challenge here in Lake Mille Lacs at Eddie's Resort. So it looks like Noah is trying to update our information here and get all of the latest numbers for the fish. So we'll get that lined up here shortly for our broadcast. But again, the wind, it seems like the more we speak and the more we're broadcasting, it seems like the winds and the waves are getting a little calmer and getting a nice little early afternoon setup here as we try to find out and determine who will be our winners for our fishing challenge here at Eddie's Resort for the second annual R&J Broadcasting Lakes Area Fishing Challenge. Looks like somebody else is bringing up another bag of fish here, and I see one that might be in the competition for some weighing. See what they bring here, but no, if you got some headphones you can slip on for just a moment. Can you explain to me why how many fish are they allowed to weigh and to submit for this contest? Do you have any information?
Well, I tell you what, I know that obviously every tournament's a little bit different, but it seems that today, I'm not sure of the exact, what the limit is, but of course everyone has to abide by the Minnesota DNR.
There are rules for this thing?
There are rules, yeah, you can't just catch fish willy-nilly, unfortunately.
That's right.
But yeah, no, there's plenty of, I guess I haven't had a chance to really look at the rules and make sure everything's finalized, but yeah.
That's not our job, we're just
right,
here
we're just here, yeah, exactly. We're just here for a good time, but yeah, I tell you what, looking at some of these leaderboards here, and kind of differentiate them here. There we go. So far the total weight to be Maggie Borseth and Jordan Kent of Aiken, 11.182 pounds. Good start for them. And of course, right now we have Carter Bridge and Brendan Tisdale of Brainerd with a total weight of 5.88. And also coming in for one of the CI boats, can't quite get the full name there, but it's 5.94 pounds. For Crosby Ironton, Waylon Watson's boat with 1.462 pounds, and Caleb Sarr and Dawson Washburn of Aiken with 3.16 pounds. We're already getting some good numbers back.
Yes, we are. It looks like we're continuing to try to get up to date with our latest weigh-ins here as they bring them in here slowly. It looks like we're getting kind of a lined up row of people trying to get their fish weighed in. And I don't know how much these, I know a couple boats came in that didn't have any fish, but it looks like the last few that have been coming in, a little more success with these last few boats coming in to get our weigh-in here at the fishing challenge.
Oh, 100%. And as mentioned, it looks like we've got some boats coming through here. As again, we're trying to get the leaderboard updated here for you. But tell you what, and I tell you what, the weather's panned out a little bit. I was worried about the wind a little bit. That's the only big thing.
Yeah, I was worried about the wind. I was thinking, well, is the sun going to beat down on us? But with this nice cloud cover, I mean, we're under a canopy, of course, but even out there, we don't have the sun blaring down, which is a nice little feature. You don't have to worry about too much sunburn, hopefully. But yeah, just it turned out to be a great day today.
Yeah, absolutely. And, more fun is to be had as, again, I'm working on trying to get this leaderboard updated here, and just a lot of things to get going here. But we appreciate you guys tuning in. Of course, special thanks to our sponsors. You can see on the upper left hand of your screen, as well as AT, the Black and White, and Tuts Bait and Tackle here in Garrison for helping us present with this leaderboard. We are going to take another quick break. When we come back, we are going to continue on with the broadcast here as we watch weigh-ins here as part of our second annual R&J Broadcasting Fishing Challenge of Lakes Area.
It's a dining experience like no other in downtown Little Falls. AT the Black and White Restaurant has an amazing ambiance, knowledgeable and attentive service, and of course a fantastic menu. Add in local craft beers and more than 25 wines. AT the Black and White creates that perfect atmosphere for a night out with family and friends. Choose from their daily specials or full menu from their cordon bleu trained chefs. AT the Black and White on First Street in historic downtown Little Falls.
Hello, my name is Brenda Perlowski. I'm the Executive Director of the Minnesota Fishing Museum and Hall of Fame in Little Falls, Minnesota. We're a nonprofit organization, and we're dedicated to preserving the heritage and history of freshwater fishing. Let me welcome you inside to see the history unfold and where some of the best fish stories are told. Come on in, let's go.
Fishermen.
All right, we are at the second annual Lakes Area R&J Broadcasting Fishing Challenge, and as you can see, I'm going to try to pan around a little bit. We've got, of course, Eddie's Resort in the background. And if I can get around to the various boats in the dock, and you can see all of the people gathered around, getting ready for their weigh-ins, and doing a little shot here at the table on this camera. We can see that they are getting ready to do some weigh-ins right about there. There you go. You see some of the fish also on this camera. And all the boats coming in, and we've got all the different people on the docks as we scroll over here. So people are continually coming in and trying to get those. Oh, we got a couple more here with some. Oh, they got the dark bait, so we can't see what the fish are right at the moment. Adds a little more suspense. Trying to get our leaderboard organized and updated for what's happening as far as our latest numbers coming in for the fishing challenge here. But it looks like, again, a beautiful day for all this happening. We got a couple weigh-ins already. We've got some boats that have come in and brought in their weights. Of course, Maggie Borsev and Jordan Kent, that team for boat number one, had about 11.182 pounds for their fish. A little bit farther down the line, we had Carter Bridge and Brendan Tisdale at about 5.88 pounds. And as soon as we get updated with more information, we'll get to, oh, look at that nice little setup there. We've got a few more fish coming in there to be weighed. Looks like they're taking about a total weight on some of those fish. So this might be a total accumulation of the different fish coming in, or the number of fish that they can catch, and overall weight. And we do want to thank our weigh-in sponsor here for our broadcast, who is providing all of the weigh-ins and the official numbers. Jesse Williams of Oars in Mind. Jesse Williams of Oars in Mind doing the official weigh-in with the scale and taking care of that for us for our R&J Broadcasting Fishing Challenge broadcast. So we got a few more. We got another one turned in. As soon as we get some names here, we'll announce who those folks might be as far as what they have turned in, and some final numbers from there as well. Got a few more boats. Let's see here. Well, this might be all that are showing up for right now. I'm not sure if any others are coming in, but I think this is all the boats so far. We're going to get some numbers here. We got some kids with some latest numbers trying to get those numbers to us, and we'll get those as soon as we have them in our hands here to present that information to our viewers and listeners here for the second annual R&J Broadcasting Lakes Area Fishing Challenge here at Lake Mille Lacs at Eddie's Resort. And of course, all the fish they catch, they're doing the weighing, and then they safely release them here. But holy cow, look at that setup. That could be a contender right there. Look at those fish. We're going to get the official weigh-in for those. I'm anxious to get some numbers, Noah. We've got to get some numbers. I'm seeing the fish. I can tell they look like I'm the expert medium and larger size.
Yes, absolutely. And we're looking to get the scoreboard updated here. But I tell you what, I've got some good numbers coming in, and looking to update the leaderboard here in a matter of moments.
Absolutely, yes. And I'm just trying to see how many more people that we might have to weigh in. I'm not seeing anybody approaching these scales right at the moment, but we'll find out here. And that guy's struggling to let those fish out here this morning, or this afternoon now, as we are getting ready to safely release some of those fish that have just been weighed in our fishing challenge. Again, we want to
It's a
remind you
dining
that our leaderboard
experience like
sponsor is brought to you by Tuts Bait Shop in Garrison, and AT Black and White Restaurant Little Falls. Presenting sponsors are Jevik Heating and Cooling, Pillager, and Minnesota Fishing Museum and Hall of Fame of Little Falls. Our trophy sponsorship, American National Bank, Baxter Brainerd, Wides Appliance Brainerd, and Donlinger Automotive of Brainerd. Biggest Fish Trophy, brought to you by Fish Electronics of Pequot Lakes. The smallest fish trophy that we'll have from George's Auto Body of Brainerd sponsoring that. And of course, all of our general sponsors for this overall tournament here at Eddie's Resort on Lake Mille Lacs. Now this one looks like another, quite a few fish that are going to be weighing here together. And I'm guessing, Noah, that we don't have any official up-to-dates with the numbers here, or are you getting them as we speak?
Getting them as we speak here.
All right. And I'm not sure where he's supposed to bring those numbers to, but we'll find out.
For the big bass.
Big bass. Okay, that's trying to get my leaderboard here situated.
We had 2 over too, yeah.
Number 11, there it is. All right, Nornberg, Wesley Nornberg, and that's 7.52. All right, 7.52. Very good. Thank you so much. Getting the numbers as we speak here. The fishing challenge, and one of our coworkers, Tom, is lifting. Oh, look at that one! Big old container of fish. And from Tom's reaction, it looks like that, so far as from what I'm seeing, could be a top contender right there. And they're gathering around looking like, look, everybody's gathering around like, look at those fish right there. Okay, we'll get the numbers for those and find out where that is belonging to. And once again, they are releasing all these fish safely back to Lake Mille Lacs once they get them weighed, and all of the numbers written down here. Thanks to everybody joining us here on YLE, and let's see if we can kind of pan around and check out the different people that are set up here. And as you can see, a lot of people gathering around wondering what the final leaderboard statistics will be as far as the fish weigh-ins. We got boats waiting in the dock, waiting to be trailered here. Got a few more being weighed. Numbers being recorded, looking at the beautiful lake there.
We're going to go through those, figure out who got the biggest.
So once we go through all of the numbers here, once we go through all the numbers,
So I know who to find.
Right. What are we looking for? The I was gonna say, do you have any updated numbers, Brad? It seems.
okay, there we go. I thought I lost my power.
Oh boy.
I thought I was gone from the broadcast. Okay.
That's all right. So we're just out in the elements, you know.
We're waiting just for some final numbers here. We're not getting the latest stuff, but I'm curious what that last one was that Tom was right by. We're still weighing, getting the final numbers here, but once we get those listed in order, we can probably go through those in more detail as we get them here as the fishing challenge.
Absolutely. I tell you what, let's take a break as we continue to get some weigh-ins here for the time being. Again, a special thanks for our leaderboard sponsors of Tuts Bait and Tackle and AT the Black and White, helping us sponsor the scoreboard, and some of our presenting sponsors, JIBEC Heating and Cooling in Pillager, and the Minnesota Fishing Museum and Hall of Fame in Little Falls. And of course, we got trophies to give away, our biggest fish, smallest fish, as biggest fish presented by Fish Electronics of Pequot Lake, smallest fish presented by George's Auto Body, and our trophy sponsors of American National Bank in Brainerd and Baxter, Wides Major Appliance, and Donlinger Automotive in Brainerd. Let's take a break here from our sponsors, and we'll be back with the Lakes Area Fishing Challenge.
It's a dining experience like no other in downtown Little Falls. A.T. the Black and White Restaurant has an amazing ambiance, knowledgeable and attentive service, and of course a fantastic menu. Add in local craft beers and more than 25 wines. A.T. the Black and White creates that perfect atmosphere for a night out with family and friends. Choose from their daily specials or full menu from their cordon bleu trained chefs. A.T. the Black and White on First Street in historic downtown Little Falls.
Hello, my name is Brenda Perlowski. I'm the Executive Director of the Minnesota Fishing Museum and Hall of Fame in Little Falls, Minnesota. We're a nonprofit organization, and we're dedicated to preserving the heritage and history of freshwater fishing. Let me welcome you inside to see the history unfold and where some of the best fish stories are told. Come on in, let's go.
Fishermen, before you head to the lake, make one stop at your one-stop shop for the largest selection of bait and tackle in the area. Tuts Bait and Tackle on Highway 18 in Garrison. Tuts has the largest musky lure selection in the area, plus rods and reels, live bait, apparel, and outerwear for every member of your family. Tuts' knowledgeable staff can even help you bring in the big one. It's fishing done right with Tuts Bait and Tackle on Highway 18 in Garrison.
It's a dining experience like no other in downtown Little Falls. A.T. the Black and White Restaurant has an amazing ambiance, knowledgeable and attentive service, and of course a fantastic menu. Add in local craft beers and more than 25 wines. A.T. the Black and White creates that perfect atmosphere for a night out with family and friends. Choose from their daily specials or full menu from their cordon bleu trained chefs. A.T. the Black and White on First Street in historic downtown Little Falls.
Hello, my name is Brenda Perlowski. I'm the Executive Director of the Minnesota Fishing Museum and Hall of Fame in Little Falls, Minnesota. We're a nonprofit organization, and we're dedicated to preserving the heritage and history of freshwater fishing. Let me welcome you inside to see the history unfold and where some of the best fish stories are told. Come on in, let's go.
Welcome back to the second annual R&J Broadcasting Lakes Area Fishing Challenge. Noah Caruso and Brad Milkey from the Wake Lakes Morning Show broadcasting live. And it looks like we're still waiting for some updated numbers here as we see Don Elliott working hard as to get to some updated numbers. But as of right now, as it seems that Morissette and Craft of Aiken leading the way with 11.182 pounds of fish. And a good day for them, but we're seeing some more fish come in. So it's going to be, it could be a photo finish today, Brad.
It could be a photo finish. It could be down to the fishing line. I was going to say why, but I said fishing.
The fish to the line.
Down to the fishing line. Trying to be creative.
Yeah, so yeah, I mean, we can only talk about we're only talking about so much.
Yeah,
right?
so much because Don is he's bringing some numbers over here. We'll get you up to date. But again, thanks to our presenting sponsors here, Jabeck Heating and Cooling, Jabeck Heating and Cooling, Villager, also Minnesota Fishing Museum and Hall of Fame of Little Falls, and our leaderboard sponsors, of course, Tuts Bait Shop in Garrison, A.T. Black and White Restaurant in Little Falls. And all of our other fine sponsors here is the second annual Lakes Area R&J Broadcasting Fishing Challenge continues. And people are still, the kids in the family, which is a great family event today as they get their weightings.
Oh yeah, well, and I always talk about all the time. I mean, fishing is one of those just fun things that anyone can do, even if you're not, fully into it. Just being out on the water, and it's like I said, we ended up getting some really gorgeous weather. But as we look at updates, some of the standings here as of right now, as a few more boats that have come through. Let's see what we got here for.
Scrolling through the numbers.
Scrolling through the numbers. Let's see, it looks like Parker Schmidt and Sam Zimmerman, a pillager. Can't quite see the pounds, but they were able to bring in at least one fish, so not going home empty-handed, Brad. And then it looks like we have the boat of John Cowell of Brainerd brought in 4 fish, which I believe is only one short of Maggie Borsett and Jordan Kent for Aiken. So got some, we'll see kind of the weights there as we continue to get them. But again, thanks to our presenting sponsors here for our scoreboard, brought to you by Tuts Bait and Tackle in Garrison and A&T the Black and White.
All right. So, yeah, we got Maggie Borseth, 11.182. That's our official numbers that we have, that we know is for sure finalized. And once we get some other numbers finalized here, we'll see what the stats are as far as our leaderboard. And we'll go from there here at the fishing challenge. And I'm sure we've got all these family members with their cameras, proud of all of their family members with these fish that they are weighing in, and trying to see who will be walking away with one of our final trophies that we'll be getting out here for the fishing challenge. We're getting some more numbers. Let's try. We're going to go here and kind of look at this over there as they are weighing some more fish. Thanks again to Jesse Williams there doing the weighing from Oars in Mine, Jesse Williams, donating his time to get those fish weighed. Very strategic here as they get those fish. Look at more of them going in that little container over there. All right. Getting those weighed. Taking the cumulative weight of all the fish that they have caught at the fishing. Oh, Noah, look at this one coming in right now. Look at that one right there. Look at that right now. I see a potential. Let's get a close-up on that one. Look at that. I see a potential.
Those look like some winners.
Those look like some major competitors right there with that bag of fish that they're going to be weighing here shortly.
Some good size. Looks like some, it's like 4 or 5, maybe. Looks like 4 potentially of a largemouth bass.
Look at that, yeah.
Size on them there.
Very proud family and group of guys. They're getting their fish weighing in the line here, waiting their turn to get the numbers here from what they have caught.
Absolutely, and of course, some more sponsors that we want to help, that we want to thank for here at Powers of Lakes Area Fishing Challenge. We have Aiken Body Shop, American Family Insurance, Atwater GM, Bay Lake Marine, CI Transportation, and Cuyuna Lakes, Parts City.
Yes, thanks to all of our fine sponsors making this happen here. And there you go. We're going to release those fish now as they get those weighed in. We've got the next ones in line coming up. Looks like we have 1, 2, 3 more potential weigh-ins here before we wind things up for our fishing challenge and get the final numbers. And finally, the presenting sponsors here will be allowing us to give those trophies that they are sponsoring for us here at the fishing challenge.
I think we'll, so it looks like we got more boats, so it looks like they're getting their weigh-ins in, but let's take a break, Brad. When we come back, we'll see if we can get some of the fishermen on here to talk about their experience here, but we'll take a break, and back in just a moment, live from the 2nd Annual Lakes Area Fishing Challenge on Mille Lacs on yourliveevent.com.
It's a dining experience like no other in downtown Little Falls. A.T. the Black and White Restaurant has an amazing ambiance, knowledgeable and attentive service, and of course a fantastic menu. Add in local craft beers and more than 25 wines. A.T. the Black and White creates that perfect atmosphere for a night out with family and friends. Choose from their daily specials or full menu from their cordon bleu trained chefs. A.T. the Black and White on 1st Street in historic downtown Little Falls.
Hello, my name is Brenda Perlowski. I'm the Executive Director of the Minnesota Fishing Museum and Hall of Fame in Little Falls, Minnesota. We're a nonprofit organization, and we're dedicated to preserving the heritage and history of freshwater fishing. Let me welcome you inside to see the history unfold and where some of the best fish stories are told. Come on in, let's go.
Fishermen, before you head to the lake, make one stop at your one-stop shop for the largest selection of bait and tackle in the area. Tuts Bait and Tackle on Highway 18 in Garrison. Tuts has the largest musky lure selection in the area, plus rods and reels, live bait, apparel, and outerwear for every member of your family. Tuts' knowledgeable staff can even help you bring in the big one. It's fishing done right with Tuts Bait and Tackle on Highway 18 in Garrison.
Welcome back to the 2nd Annual Lakes Area Fishing Classic, and we have Maggie and Abby joining us here as Jordan, excuse me, as part of the Aiken team. And guys, talk about your experience being on the lake today.
It was very windy and bumpy this morning on our way out. We did get wet. Other than that, we just put hammers down.
Well, we forgot our net in the truck this morning, so we were boat flipping all day. So.
Well, how were you guys able to recover from that potentially disastrous thing there?
It wasn't a disaster. I mean, we only lost one big one. The other ones, we kind of just reached down and grabbed them and threw them in the boat.
as of right now, when we were checking you guys with the leaders as of now, how confident are we still to be at that point?
I don't know, those guys that just came later look like they're pretty good.
Yeah, I know, hoping our big fish helps out.
Absolutely. Well, thank you guys. I hope you guys had fun. Thanks for stopping by.
Thank you.
As we're trying to get word from more fishermen throughout the day, and you know, Brad, even then, it seems that everyone's just having a good time here this morning.
Yes.
Or this afternoon, I should say.
I would
Jeez.
say yes. The day is going by quickly here. Yeah, it looks like just
Yeah, it really
wonderful
is.
day. It's unbelievable. Yeah, and again, this last one that just came in, I'm curious what the final numbers are.
Oh, I know. I mean, you got some really good-looking bass there, as you can see, Brad. That's one of kind of a those ones that have the kind of the stripes on. If you can kind of see, might even be a different kind of bass there. But again, it's some great. A lot of fun to be had and some good. We'll kind of see that one might be the contender right there to take the lead. But got some pillager folk getting ready to do some weigh-ins, and schools again that are being part of this today. We've got Pillager, Brainerd, Pequot Lakes, the Co-op. We've got Aiken, Crosby, Ironton, Little Falls. And I believe that's all the schools that we have presenting, and yeah, got them all. So it seems we've got another boat coming in as things are really starting to ramp up here. So let's take another quick break. When we come back, we'll try and get you some updated leaderboards. Again, our leaderboard brought to you by Tuts Bait and Tackle and A&T, the Black and White. Try to get updated leaderboards in a moment on yourliveevent.com.
It's a dining experience like no other in downtown Little Falls. A.T. the Black and White Restaurant has an amazing ambiance, knowledgeable and attentive service, and of course a fantastic menu. Add in local craft beers and more than 25 wines. A.T. the Black and White creates that perfect atmosphere for a night out with family and friends. Choose from their daily specials or full menu from their cordon bleu trained chefs. A.T. the Black and White on First Street in historic downtown Little Falls.
Hello, my name is Brenda Perlowski. I'm the Executive Director of the Minnesota Fishing Museum and Hall of Fame in Little Falls, Minnesota. We're a nonprofit organization, and we're dedicated to preserving the heritage and history of freshwater fishing. Let me welcome you inside to see the history unfold and where some of the best fish stories are told. Come on in, let's go.
Fishermen, before you head to the lake, make one stop at your one-stop shop for the largest selection of bait and tackle in the area. Tuts Bait and Tackle on Highway 18 in Garrison. Tuts has the largest musky lure selection in the area, plus rods and reels, live bait, apparel, and outerwear for every member of your family. Tuts' knowledgeable staff can even help you bring in the big one. It's fishing done right with Tuts Bait and Tackle on Highway 18 in Garrison.
It's a dining experience like no other in downtown Little Falls. A.T. the Black and White Restaurant has an amazing ambiance, knowledgeable and attentive service, and of course a fantastic menu. Add in local craft beers and more than 25 wines. A.T. the Black and White creates that perfect atmosphere for a night out with family and friends. Choose from their daily specials or full menu from their cordon bleu trained chefs. A.T. the Black and White on First Street in historic downtown Little Falls.
Hello, my name is Brenda Perlowski. I'm the Executive Director of the Minnesota Fishing Museum and Hall of Fame in Little Falls, Minnesota. We're a nonprofit organization, and we're dedicated to preserving the heritage and history of freshwater fishing. Let me welcome you inside to see the history unfold and where some of the best fish stories are told. Come on in, let's go.
Fishermen, before you head to the lake, make one stop at your one-stop shop for the largest selection of bait and tackle in the area. Tuts Bait and Tackle on Highway 18 in Garrison. Tuts has the largest musky lure selection in the area, plus rods and reels, live bait, apparel, and outerwear for every member of your family. Tuts' knowledgeable staff can even help you bring in the big one. It's fishing done right with Tuts Bait and Tackle on Highway 18 in Garrison.
It's a dining experience like no other in downtown Little Falls. A.T. the Black and White Restaurant has an amazing ambiance, knowledgeable and attentive service, and of course a fantastic menu. Add in local craft beers and more than 25 wines. A.T. the Black and White creates that perfect atmosphere for a night out with family and friends. Choose from their daily specials or full menu from their cordon bleu trained chefs. A.T. the Black and White on First Street in historic downtown Little Falls.
And we are back on YourLiveEvent.com. Noah Caruso and the Milkster, the Milkman, Milkomania, Brad Milkey from the Wake Lakes Morning Show, broadcasting live on YourLiveEvent.com. We are here as part of our second annual R&J Broadcasting Lakes Area Fishing Challenge. And do have some updated stuff on the leaderboard. Still looking at getting it up. Yeah, I've got the numbers. Are you ready for this?
I want the numbers.
Are you ready for this?
I want the numbers.
And of course, before I know you're excited, Brad. Before we get to that, we have to thank Tuds Bait and Tackle here in Garrison and A&T the Black and White for presenting our leaderboard, as we're still looking to get that updated. And of course, a special thanks to all of our many sponsors that we'll get to in a moment. But some more updated numbers: Parker Schmidt and Sam Zimmerman of Pillager with 1.022 pounds.
What was it?
1.022 pounds for Schmidt and Zimmerman of Pillager.
Okay.
And then Connor and John of Brainerd with 4.616 off of 4 fish.
1.6.
And then we got Hunter and Ashton of Brainerd with 8.284 pounds.
4.82 pounds.
That's the one.
All right.
And then we got Brady McDonald of Crosby Ironton, who reeled in a couple of fish with a total of 5.942.
Okay.
And we got Tanner and it looks like Bailey on there from Aiken with a 1.32 pounds.
1.32 pounds. All right.
Then we've got Brooke and Allie of Brainerd with looks like that's I think that's 12.01 pounds. It looks like that dot is where I think it is.
Nice.
It's either 1201 or it's 1201. So, you know,
Well, that makes a difference.
You know that those are definitely very drastic numbers. So we'll talk about that.
Double check that.
But then we have Ashton and Rowan of Brainerd with this is undisputed here, 12.282 pounds. As it might have been part of those big bass that we got going here, and looks like we've got the boat. Let's see, looks like Waylon of Crosby Ironton with 1.462. And then we have Isaac Lindbergh and Joe Zimmerman of Pillager with, looks like they're still waiting to get registered in. One of the boats that still need to get weighed in. But then we have Caleb and Dawson of Aiken with 3.16 pounds. Carson and Lee of Brainerd with 6.866 pounds. And captains reeled in 4 pounds of fish. Lenny and Noah of Aiken with 5.04 pounds and 1.56 from the captains. And final updates here, again from the leaderboard, Maggie and Jordan, who we just talked to a little bit ago, were able to bring in 11.182 pounds. And then Ryan of Crosby Ironton, 3.97. Ethan Bentley and Ezra of Pillager bringing in 1.130 pounds off of 4 fish. Carter Bridge and Brennan Tisdale of Brainerd with 5.88 pounds and 2.54 from their captains. Valerie and Izzy brought in 1.6 pounds. They are from Aiken. Gracie and Landon of Little Falls with 6.852. And looks like that's Wendy and Wesley of Little Falls with 5.752 pounds. And that is what we got going for the time being. Still awaiting some boats to bring in and fishermen to get their final weigh-ins. And of course, we'll have our presenting sponsors. We'll have, of course, our trophies. We have our tournament winners. We will, of course, have our biggest fish and our smallest fish. As we again broadcasting on YourLiveEvent.com. Brad, we have some good sponsors that are help present those trophies for us.
Yes, thank you so much to our trophy sponsors, American National Bank of Baxter Brainerd, Wides Appliance Brainerd, Donlinger Automotive of Brainerd, as well as our leadership sponsors, again, Tuts Bait Shop in Garrison, AT Black and White Restaurant, Little Falls, and our presenting sponsors, Jabec Heating and Cooling of Pillager and Minnesota Fishing Museum and Hall of Fame of Little Falls.
We are going to take another quick break. When we come back, we'll try and get some more updates going. As pretty soon we're going to be presenting the trophies, and it might be a quick night, quick day for us here, Brad. But tell you what a day it has been. The water's a little choppy, but still that hasn't stopped people from bringing in some good-sized fish. But we'll take a break here. We're from our sponsors. We'll come back with some more updates and presenting trophies later on. You're listening to the R&J Broadcasting Lakes Area Fishing Challenge on YourLiveEvent.com.
It's a dining experience like no other in downtown Little Falls. AT the Black and White Restaurant has an amazing ambiance, knowledgeable and attentive service, and of course a fantastic menu. Add in local craft beers and more than 25 wines. AT the Black and White creates that perfect atmosphere for a night out with family and friends. Choose from their daily specials or full menu from their cordon bleu trained chefs. AT the Black and White on 1st Street in historic downtown Little Falls.
Hello, my name is Brenda Perlowski. I'm the Executive Director of the Minnesota Fishing Museum and Hall of Fame in Little Falls, Minnesota. We're a nonprofit organization, and we're dedicated to preserving the heritage and history of freshwater fishing. Let me welcome you inside to see the history unfold and where some of the best fish stories are told. Come on in, let's go.
Fishermen, before you head to the lake, make one stop at your one-stop shop for the largest selection of bait and tackle in the area. Tuts Bait and Tackle on Highway 18 in Garrison. Tuts has the largest musky lure selection in the area, plus rods and reels, live bait, apparel, and outerwear for every member of your family. Tuts' knowledgeable staff can even help you bring in the big one. It's fishing done right with Tuts Bait and Tackle on Highway 18 in Garrison.
It's a dining experience like no other in downtown Little Falls. AT the Black and White Restaurant has an amazing ambiance, knowledgeable and attentive service, and of course a fantastic menu. Add in local craft beers and more than 25 wines. AT the Black and White creates that perfect atmosphere for a night out with family and friends. Choose from their daily specials or full menu from their cordon bleu trained chefs. AT the Black and White on 1st Street in historic downtown Little Falls.
Hello, my name is Brenda Perlowski. I'm the Executive Director of the Minnesota Fishing Museum and Hall of Fame in Little Falls, Minnesota. We're a nonprofit organization, and we're dedicated to preserving the heritage and history of freshwater fishing. Let me welcome you inside to see the history unfold and where some of the best fish stories are told. Come on in, let's go.
Fishermen.
And welcome back, Noah Crusoe and Brad Milkey, broadcasting on YourLiveEvent.com as we are here on the beautiful Mille Lacs Lake here in Garrison as we are broadcasting the 2nd annual R&J Broadcasting Fishing Challenge with the teams in our lakes area, including Aiken, Crosby, Ironton, Brainerd, Pequot Lakes, Pillager, and Little Falls. Had a little over 20 boats here and taking in the beautiful scenes here as we are right on the edge of the dock here, broadcasting on YourLiveEvent.com on the beautiful Mille Lacs Lake. And I tell you what, water's been a little choppy as mentioned, but still been getting some good numbers in for the fish. And Brad, it's I think it's been we talk about how much fun we're having, but let's talk about how often do you get on the lake, I guess.
It's been quite a long time since I moved away from home and fishing, but we did. My wife, who's standing next to me, loves to fish just from the shore, from a dock. We don't have a boat anymore, but when she can go fishing with her daughter, they love it. And I tell you what, I'm going to have to, after seeing all this fun out here, I might have to do a little more fishing after seeing all this here on the lake and all the fun I'm seeing they're having.
I know. I think you and I should go out, Brad. I think that'd be a lot of fun.
You and I?
Do you have a boat?
No, I've got a kayak. You want to go fishing for the kayak?
We can. I mean, I've done it before, so I mean, Brad, we can sit right behind us. There's a little red bench. We can sit.
If we stay right in this area, right in the secluded area here,
yes.
it'll be just fun.
Looks like I don't know how much we'll catch, Brad. We got to go in depth. I think we should go on the kayak today with the choppy
You think
water.
so?
I think so.
Let's just cross Mille Lacs right over there to that island and then come back. Let's do it. Let's go way over there.
Yeah, sounds good. Let's see what we can pull in. But and of course, special thanks is when we're getting our leaderboards updated. Still no updated weigh-ins as of right now from our last break, but of course, Tuts Bait and Tackle. Special thanks to our sponsors for the leaderboard and A&T, the Black and White. And of course, you can see our sponsors on the upper left hand of your screen as they are rotating through. And of course, with our presenting main sponsors of the broadcast, JBEC Heating and Cooling in Pillager, and the Minnesota Fishing Museum and Hall of Fame in Little Falls. And Little Falls being a new team to participate. And, Brad, it's kind of cool to see, more people get, less boats than we had last year. But still, I mean, we got a new school being involved.
Yeah, we got a lot of that area being spread out as far as representation of people fishing today. And it's nice when we get a little farther out and bring people in here to this nice area and find out who, can we say who will be the best or luckiest fisher people?
Yeah, there is a little bit of skill with it. There's definitely skill with fishing, but I'm not skillful enough. So I just call if I catch a fish, it's all lucky for me. But no, it's great to see more schools getting involved with everything, and it shows that next step we're taking with this fishing challenge. As Last year it went fantastic, and this is the first year we're doing it on YourLiveEvent.com. So kind of shows that must be doing all right. Must be doing pretty good with the event here.
Absolutely, and Jesse Williams over there from Oars in Mine, he is finalizing the numbers, getting our numbers to us, and that's what we are determining will be the leaderboard top 3 winners for our trophies. That we're going to present those pretty darn soon, I think.
Yes, of course. We do have the winner of our trophy, which is presented by American National Bank in Baxter and Brainerd, Wides Major Appliance in Brainerd, and Dodlinger Automotive in Brainerd. We also have our biggest fish trophy by Fish Electronics of Pequot Lakes, and our smallest fish trophy presented by George's Auto Body in Brainerd.
Now, I don't know if we have all the boats in. Are we still waiting for boats? It looks like it's kind of cooled off here as far as, 2 more, according to one of our roving reporters here. 2 more boats coming in. My wife is assisting us here as we try to present the latest info for our fishing challenge.
Yes, absolutely. But we'll wait for a couple of those boats to come in and see what we can do in terms of getting those final weigh-ins. And of course, we'll have our trophy presentation later on. So don't go anywhere. We're going to take a break. Back in just a moment on YourLiveEvent.com from the 2nd Annual Lakes Area Fishing Challenge.
It's a dining experience like no other in downtown Little Falls. AT the Black and White Restaurant has an amazing ambiance, knowledgeable and attentive service, and of course a fantastic AT the Black and White creates that perfect atmosphere for a night out with family and friends. Choose from their daily specials or full menu from their cordon bleu trained chefs. AT the Black and White on 1st Street in historic downtown Little Falls.
Hello, my name is Brenda Perlowski. I'm the Executive Director of the Minnesota Fishing Museum and Hall of Fame in Little Falls, Minnesota. We're a nonprofit organization, and we're dedicated to preserving the heritage and history of freshwater fishing. Let me welcome you inside to see the history unfold and where some of the best fish stories are told. Come on in, let's go.
Fishermen, before you head to the lake, make one stop at your one-stop shop for the largest selection of bait and tackle in the area. Tuts Bait and Tackle on Highway 18 in Garrison. Tuts has the largest musky lure selection in the area, plus rods and reels, live bait, apparel, and outerwear for every member of your family. Tuts' knowledgeable staff can even help you bring in the big one. It's fishing done right with Tuts Bait and Tackle on Highway 18 in Garrison.
It's a dining experience like no other in downtown Little Falls. AT the Black and White Restaurant has an amazing ambiance, knowledgeable and attentive service, and of course a fantastic menu. Add in local craft beers and more than 25 wines. AT the Black and White creates that perfect atmosphere for a night out with family and friends. Choose from their daily specials or full menu from their cordon bleu trained chefs. AT the Black and White on 1st Street in historic downtown Little Falls.
Welcome back. Broadcasting live on YourLiveEvent.com from the 2nd Annual RJ Broadcasting Lakes Area Fishing Challenge. Noah Caruso and Brad Milkey from the Lakes Morning Show on the lake.
On the lake. And there's the sun glistening off the lake finally.
Yes.
We've had that cloud cover for a while. The sun's back. That's nice.
Yes, absolutely. And of course, we're going to be presenting our trophies here in, soon here. It's so from understanding from our on-the-field reporters. Yes, that, all the boats are in and everything's good to go.
All the numbers are in?
All the numbers are in, but they are just going to re-weigh one of the boats. So once we get that finalized, we'll be able to present our trophies. And of course, we'll make sure to update our leaderboard as if, with some of the technical difficulties, but we'll get those squared away. But one thing that we can present to you is our leaderboard sponsors, Tuts Bait and Tackle and AT the Black and White Restaurant. And of course, we got our trophies, our winner of the entire tournament. We have our biggest fish and our smallest fish as part of the trophies that we are given away. As we can see, we were able to show at the weigh-ins. We've got a good amount of fish that came in, some really good size largemouth bass, as that we'll be presenting on the other side of the lake. We'll be presenting our trophies with Tom Martin helping coordinate the event. He'll be doing the final official announcements. That'll be in a matter of moments as we try to update you as soon as we can. And of course, a couple sponsors that we want to thank as well. We do have more fish are coming in as we transition over. As
This is the one that's being, we're going to do the reweigh on
yes.
this particular entry here, so we're just double checking.
Seeing that there was just some discrepancies on the length of the fish, but now it seems that they're going to do the reweigh, but some still really good sized fish. It could be a lot of fun.
Absolutely, yeah. And we're just getting, this means we're just so close to finding out who our leaderboard winners will be in our fishing challenge.
Yes, and then we'll present those once we get the final official numbers. And special thanks to our sponsors of Coach's Corner, Roadside Restaurant, Cummings Jansen Realty, Sickle Bike Shop, Deerwood Bank, and Deerwood Furniture.
All right, we're almost we're getting ready here. We'll have the official announcement as far as our trophy winners. Again, our trophy sponsors, American National Bank, Baxter and Brainerd, Wides Appliance Brainerd, and Dodlinger Automotive of Brainerd.
And we are going to take a quick break. We'll get the final numbers for our leaderboard in a matter of moments. You're listening to the Lakes Area Fishing Challenge on YourLiveEvent.com.
It's a dining experience like no other in downtown Little Falls. AT the Black and White Restaurant has an amazing ambiance, knowledgeable and attentive service, and of course a fantastic menu. Add in local craft beers and more than 25 wines. AT the Black and White creates that perfect atmosphere for a night out with family and friends. Choose from their daily specials or full menu from their cordon bleu trained chefs. AT the Black and White on 1st Street in historic downtown Little Falls.
Hello, my name is Brenda Perlowski. I'm the Executive Director of the Minnesota Fishing Museum and Hall of Fame in Little Falls, Minnesota. We're a nonprofit organization, and we're dedicated to preserving the heritage and history of freshwater fishing. Let me welcome you inside to see the history unfold and where some of the best fish stories are told. Come on in, let's go.
Fishermen, before you head to the lake, make one stop at your one-stop shop for the largest selection of bait and tackle in the area. Tuts Bait and Tackle on Highway 18 in Garrison. Tuts has the largest musky lure selection in the area, plus rods and reels, live bait, apparel, and outerwear for every member of your family. Tuts' knowledgeable staff can even help you bring in the big one. It's fishing done right with Tuts Bait and Tackle on Highway 18 in Garrison.
And welcome back. We are broadcasting the Lakes Area Fishing Challenge, and part of the Little Falls Anglers' new team this year. Darren joining us, and Darren, talk about just being part of this tournament for the first time.
It was a lot of fun. We had a little bit of a rough start this morning to get out on the water. Not quite as smooth as we'd like to be, but we found a calmer spot, and we're luckily able to get a limit of fish.
And just for the talk about just the waters, I know a little choppy this morning, and and I like to fish, but obviously being a coach it can be a little bit different. But just talk about the kind of changing up how you guys do things just based on the water.
Our game plan was to head way up to the top side of the lake this morning. One of our teams did do that. We decided that we were going to hang back here, and we found some calmer water just offshore here. Luckily, we found a clump of weeds, and attached that clump of weeds was a rock bar, and then we were able to catch 2 over the 17-inch limit and a bag of whatever else they got.
And talk about again being part of the tournament for the first time, and hopefully that you and the team had a lot of fun today.
Yes, we did.
Anytime you get on the lake, it's probably a lot of fun, I'm sure. But, well, I tell you what, Darren, we thank you for joining us as part of our broadcast of the Lakes Area Fishing Challenge. And we're glad to have you as part of the tournament, and thanks for joining us.
We were glad to be here. Thank you.
Absolutely. Darren, for the Little Falls Anglers, joining us for the first time. And, Brad, it seems we
got Jesse Williams here joining us from Oars and Mind.
Yes, sir.
Jesse, you have a very strategic type of, how do you make sure everything stays, should we say, legitimate and all of the rules have been followed?
So one of the things that we benefit from is Anderson Scales out of Nisswa. They donate 3 scales. This year they gave us 3 scales to use. It's always free of charge in their state calibrated scales. And they're down to 1,000th of a pound, so very accurate. Our weigh-in table, we've had a little bit of play with the wind today, but we had good helpers. We had people blocking the wind, and the kids put their fish in there. We give it time, get the most accurate reading. like I say, down to 1,000th of a pound, so it's pretty accurate.
So you have to, of course, factor in the case itself, and what about the amount of water in the case? And
yeah, you got to reset the scale
Right.
quite often. Yep, and any time they're transferring fish in there, we don't like them dumping them out of the bag. It's least amount of water as possible, and we try to reset as often as possible. So we try to keep it fair across the board.
And I don't mean to put you on the spot, Jesse, but as far as from what you can remember, the kind of the range we're looking at from the different boats that have come in, do you just keep all the numbers in mind? And
Yeah.
just
I mean,
roughly, not specifically.
as far as weights?
Yes.
Yeah, I mean, we're seeing, with this slot out here, the 17-inch maximum, or, 17 inches the cutoff.
Right.
So they have to bring in fish under 17 inches in the smallmouth category, which makes up 95% of what bass tournament fish are caught out here. So we did have a few largemouth bass today, a few greenies, but because of that, the weights are down a little bit compared to what you would see if a pro tour was here from Mille Lacs. 3 to 4 pound average plus on those. Whereas today you're catching fish that are under 2 pounds, 2.5 pounds. So some of these bigger bags are up over double digits, but a lot of them in that 6 to 8 pounds.
All right, Jesse Williams. Again, thanks for your time and doing all this for all of us and getting these weights in and making this all fair for everybody.
Absolutely, it's a fun deal.
Jesse Williams, Oars in Mind. I appreciate your time, Jesse.
Thank you.
You bet.
And again, we'll make sure to give the update numbers. So, Brad, it seems that the scoop that we were getting is that they're going to be doing the weigh-ins. It looks like Monday we'll have the results, it seems.
They got to do the final. Yeah, they're going to do all the final numbers here, but we'll have those for Monday, like you said, once we get everything tallied.
Yes, absolutely. Well, it'll be something fun to talk about on the way.
Absolutely.
So, and again, so we'll make sure to have those updated numbers as soon as we get them. But we'll make sure to say a special thanks to our leaderboard sponsors of Tuts Bait and Tackle and A&T, the Black and White. And of course, we'll make sure to give out our trophies. Our trophy sponsors of American National Bank in Brainerd and Baxter, Wides Major Appliance, and Donlinger Auto in Brainerd. And Biggest Fish is presented by Fish Electronics of Pequot Lakes, and our Smallest Fish by George's Auto Body. And then we will, again, with part of the YLE, are presenting sponsors of JBEC Heating and Cooling in Pillager and the Minnesota Fishing Museum and Hall of Fame in Little Falls. And a special thanks to everyone who is tuned in. And it seems that Brad, he's going to come to an end here already.
It's already done. Wow.
Yeah, at least that's my understanding. But I tell you what, we'll take another quick break. When we come back, we'll do Steve's final wrap-up here on the YourLiveEvent.com, broadcasting live in Mille Lacs from the Lakes Area Fishing Challenge.
It's a dining experience like no other in downtown Little Falls. A.T. the Black and White Restaurant has an amazing ambiance, knowledgeable and attentive service, and of course a fantastic menu. Add in local craft beers and more than 25 wines. A.T. the Black and White creates that perfect atmosphere for a night out with family and friends. Choose from their daily specials or full menu from their cordon bleu trained chefs. A.T. the Black and White on 1st Street in historic downtown Little Falls.
The bug you got.
Yeah, exactly.
Wrapping things up here on YourLiveEvent.com, broadcasting from the 2nd annual Lakes Area Fishing Challenge. Noah Crusoe and Brad Milkey. We'll have the results for you on the Wake the Lakes morning show, so make sure you tune in to the Wake the Lakes morning show, broadcasting on 5 or 6 stations, including KKIN, FM 94.3, and KLK Talk 100.1. But we thank you for tuning in on YourLiveEvent.com as part of our fishing challenge. A special thanks to our leaderboard sponsors of Tuts Bait and Tackle and A&T, the Black and White Restaurant. And of course, as you can see throughout the broadcast, our sponsors up in the upper left-hand corner of your screen, as they will also present our trophies, including our trophy winners of American National Bank and Wides Appliance and Donlinger Automotive. And our Biggest Fish sponsor is presented by Fish Electronics of Pequot Lakes, and our Smallest Fish trophy of George's Auto Body. And a special thanks to our presenting sponsors of JBEC Heating and Cooling in Pillager and the Minnesota Fishing Museum and Hall of Fame in Little Falls. As Little Falls, we heard from Darren earlier that being part of this tournament for the first time, and special thanks to all of the schools who helped participate, including Little Falls, Brainerd, Pequot Lakes, Pillager, Crosby, Ironton, and Aiken. And Brad, it was fun to be out here with you. It's weird when we're hanging out like face to face these days. Yeah, it is a little bit different, but we'll have those results for you on Monday on the Wake the Lakes morning show. So make sure to tune in. And for now, we say thank you for joining us here on YourLiveEvent.com, broadcasting live from the 2nd annual Lakes Area Fishing Challenge. Goodbye, everyone.
Schools, and they'll come back next year. I appreciate you guys not saying R&J Broadcasting. Yeah, get rid of that. That's good.